everybody, Chris Davis. Yeah, we're up to our last comic of the night. Thank you for sticking around. This is very funny news. Worth it. Make some noise for Selma Fisher, everybody.
What's going on, y'all? How you doing? Yeah, I just want to let y'all know I grew up around here. Yeah, I sure did. And people used to ask me, what hood am I from in Alexandria? And I said, the West Side, right? So now that I'm older, people ask me, what hood am I from? I say, Adulthood. Yeah, the worst of them all. So I thought, until I started having children, and I was like, Parenthood is definitely the worst. Because I'm telling you, man, I said, women always used to tell me, they're like, oh, boys are so much easier than girls. Boys are so much easier than girls. I said, I beg to differ. I said, I'm going to tell you why. Because I don't think my daughter's pissing on the walls in the bathroom. Like, man, who did this? Right? And I'm like, I got a mystery because I got two teenage boys in the house and I got a teenage girl. So I'm like, I said, I got process of elimination, right? You know, and every parent knows who does the crime. I know who it was, right? I bottled her down. I said, okay, I know who it was. I said, because my son Joseph, he's 14. I said, he probably did it. Then I thought to myself, I said, no, I know it's not him. Because he told me, he said, Daddy, I like to sit down when I pee. And I was like, why you do that? He said, because it's comfortable. I said, touche, my nigga. So then I knew it was my other son. I was like, oh. And then I found out it was my daughter. She was like, psst. I'm playing, I'm bullshitting. Where's my son Kobe, man? Yeah. These two boys, they're the worst though, like, because they're in their teenage years and they both sleep in the same room there. And one day I went to go to the door, I opened up the door and said, hey, you need to clean. Oh my God. What's that smell? I said, hey man, I said, did y'all take a shower? They said, yes. I said, did you use deodorant? Yes. Today? We got 48 more hours left. 72, does that mean 72 hours, you assholes? Pissed off, man. I was like, my nose sends hairs just tore up, man. I can't deal with it. Then I went downstairs into the kitchen and I noticed, I said, oh man, I said, somebody drank all my silk. Because I drink, I'm like, I can't drink regular milk anymore, lactose intolerant. You know what I'm saying? Right? So I'm like, I said, which one of y'all threw my damn milk away? My son said, I said, why'd you throw the milk away? He said, because the expiration date was done. I said, the best buy date, motherfucker? He said, hey, yeah. I said, so I'm looking and I see my heavy whipping cream thrown in the trash also. I said, why'd you throw this out? I said, did you think it was milk? He said, He said, it was a little too thick. Sir, do you know how much this shit costs? What the hell is wrong with y'all? Start going off. He's like, ooh. I'm like, yeah. Once you become an adult, you'll realize the little shit starts to matter. I'm like the dad from Everybody Hates Chris. I was like, hey, did you just throw 79 cents worth of oil this way? What? I will kick your ass. I got an older son. He's 20. You know, like, yeah. I just became a father to him. No, I'm playing. He's in college right now. I said, boy, I don't know if you're going to make it. I took him down to Virginia Tech. I said, hey, you sure this is the school you want to go to? He said, I said, as a parent, this right here, it don't work. It's the only child, okay? So I'm like, I said, you sure? I said, man, it's awfully gray around here. He said, the storms are gray, Daddy. I was like, no, boy, I'm talking about the white people. I said, black guy, white girl, white boy, black girl. I said, you don't see this? I said, hey man, here's the statistics about this. Look, you hunt what's available, okay? I said, you know what that means? I said, forget about it. This is when I started to realize, I said, I think this boy's a virgin. I said, hey man, okay. So we had to drive back up north, and I'm like, I said, before we gotta get out of here, I said, we're gonna have to fuel up. He said, okay, Daddy. I said, son, do you know the difference between the black hose and the green hose? He said, I don't know no green hose, Daddy. I'm talking about the goddamn gas, boy. bitch. I said, what you, Captain Court? Hey man, my name is Selva Fisher. That's my time.